Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. It's me, Dr. Mansoor Khan, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Kohat University of Science and Technology. The course which was assigned to me is Environmental Chemistry 2 with the course code Chem 362. Today I am going to deliver 23rd lecture, which is based on synthetic chemical fuels. So today we will be discussing about synthetic chemical fuels, their preparations, and so many other things which will come in the slide. So this slide shows the outlines of today's presentation, which will cover a brief introduction to synthetic chemical fuels, feedback processes which is used in synthetic chemical fuels, alternate crude source. So synthetic chemical fuels as an alternate crude source and conversion methods. So these are the outlines that we will be discussing in our today's lecture. So the first one is definition of synthetic chemical fuels. So what are synthetic chemical fuels? It is basically the generic name given to hydrocarbon fuels produced from any burnable materials like coal, biomass, and natural gas. So any burnable hydrocarbons which are obtained, which are synthesized, which are extracted by using coal, biomass, natural gas, and some other burnable material, then it is called synthetic chemical fuel. It is called synthetic chemical fuels because we synthesize it from coal, biomass, and natural gas. So this is an image, a gadgets which shows that how these burnable material can be converted into synthetic chemical fuels. So a question arises that in the presence of so many other fossil fuels, why we use synthetic fuel? So this is basically a question. This is a basic question which is arise. So we explain that why synthetic fuel is required. So the first one is world has finite supply of conventional crude oil. We know that crude oil are produced in few countries of the world, and also the reserves of these crude oil are going to be finished, or the amount of crude oil which is produced from these reserves are unable to fulfill the energy requirement in the world. That's why synthetic fuels are required. World demand for crude oil steadily increasing. As we says that with the increase in population and urbanization, the energy requirement is increasing day by day. That's why the synthetic fuel requirement is increasing day by day. That's why we need synthetic fuel. The world jet fuel demand is decreasing. National security and energy independence. And finally, reduce the dependency on the crude oil. So with increase in the synthetic chemical fuels, the dependency on the crude oil which are getting from the other country is decreasing. That's why we need synthetic chemical fuels. Now another important parameter which is used in the synthetic chemical fuel is synthetic feedback processes. What are synthetic feedback processes? So in synthetic feedback processes, we convert natural gas to liquids. So the first process in conversion of the natural gas to liquid is coal gasification. In coal gasification process, we produced synthetic natural gas from coal. And the other process, the other natural gas conversion to liquid is coal liquefaction. It includes conversion of coal to liquid for use as a synthetic fuel. So this is called synthetic feedback processes because we convert the natural gas into liquids. So synthetic chemical fuel as an alternative source of energy. So shale oil. Shale oil is extracted hydrocarbons known as from shale. Large shale formation exist in Colorado, Hoth and Wyoming. The other one is tar shale. Tar shale is extraction of very heavy asphalts like crude oil called bitumen from the grains of sands or in some cases porous carbonate rocks present in Earth and Canada. So these are the alternative crude source. In alternative crude source, we use shale oil and tar shales. Another very important step in synthetic chemical fuels in this lecture is product of synthetic fuels. These are also known as conversion methods. So in conversion method, the first one is called direct conversion. In direct conversion, we convert first the biomasses into liquid transportation fuels, or we can say in direct conversion it includes conversion into liquid transportation fuels. In indirect conversion include source substances is converted initially into sane gas, which then go to additional conversion process to become fuel processes. So these are very important steps during the production of synthetic chemical fuels. The first one is direct conversion method and the second one is indirect conversion method. In direct conversion method, the burnable material from where the synthetic chemical fuels is synthesized, is produced, is directly converted to the desired product without an intermediate. While in indirect conversion method, the burnable material from which the synthetic chemical fuel is produced is first converted into an intermediate step, and from that intermediate step the desired product is obtained by using some process. That's why they are divided into direct and indirect conversion methods. So basic conversion method include carbonization, pyrolysis, along with hydrogenation and thermal dissolution. So in conversion method, in both direct and indirect conversion method, it includes carbonization, pyrolysis and hydrogenation and thermal dissolution. So the first one is direct conversion method. As we have said that in direct conversion method, the burnable material is directly converted into the desired product without an intermediate. So it is written in this slide that the process in the biomass are in this process. In direct conversion method, the biomass are directly converted into final product without converting into intermediate step. This is very important. So direct conversion method are divided into pyrolysis or carbonization, and the second one is hydrogenation. As we have seen that in basic conversion method, pyrolysis, hydrogenation, these are the main step during the conversion of the biomasses into the synthetic chemical fuel. So carbonization. What is carbonization? So the carbonization conversion occurs through pyrolysis or destructive distillation. So in carbonization conversion process, destructive distillation is used, in which the larger product are broken down into the smaller ones. It produces condensable coal tar. So this is also a carbonization process. In carbonization process, condensable coal tar formation takes place, oil formation takes place, water vapor formation takes place, and non-condensable synthetic gas and solid residue charcoal formation takes place. So this is basically the process of carbonization. Also, the condensed coal tar and gas are then further processed by using method hydrogenation to remove sulfur and nitrogen species. So hydrogenation process is basically used for removal of sulfur and nitrogen in order to avoid the pollution, including SOx and NOx, which is the main air pollutants, which are responsible for primary and secondary pollutants of the atmosphere. The condensed coal tar and gas are then further processes by hydrogenation to remove sulfur and nitrogen species, as we have seen earlier. The product is then finally converted into the final product. The second process is known as hydrogenation or Burgess process. In hydrogenation, in this process, the coal is mixed with hydrogenation and heating the system. So in this process, in the Burgess process, two processes, one is hydrogenation and heating the system is required. In this process, dry coal is mixed with heavy oil and recycled from the process. The main process in it is the main process in the direct conversion. So the second one is indirect conversion methods. In indirect process, the coal, natural gas and biomass is converted into a mixture known as syngas. The syngas is processed into a liquid transportation using gasification and steam methane reforming. So this is the main process. The first one is liquid transportation using gasification and steam methane reforming. These two are very important processes in indirect conversion. And what is syngas? Syngas is a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. So when you take mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide, then the mixture is known as syngas. The process depends on the desired product also. So you are using different conversion methods. So this conversion method depends on your final product, what you want to produce as a final product. So and using this your desired product, you can manipulate the process. You can use different conversion methods. synthetic fuel from biomass. So what is a biomass? Biomass can be any plant derived organic matter like dedicated energy crops and trees, agriculture food and feed crops, agriculture crop wastes, wood waste and residues, aquatic wastes, animal waste, etc., etc., and many other waste material. So biomass is derived from dedicated energy crops and trees, agriculture food and feed crops, agriculture crop waste, wood waste and residues, aquatic waste and animal wastes. Now what is the whole process? In this whole process, first step is straw, which is then followed by fast pyrolysis, which is followed by slurry preparation, high pressure entrained flow gasification. This is include in central processes, gas conditioning, fuel synthesis. So the fast pyrolysis and slurry preparation is used in decentral, while high pressure entrance flow gasification, gas conditioning and fuel synthesis, these processes are included in central processes in synthetic fuel from biomass. So the process chain include basing on a review of the technologies suitable for adopted to biomass feed stock. So the biomass usage include leading source of energy in use in US since 1999. It is the leading source of energy in US nowadays. So what a biomass synthetic fuel produce? It provide heat, fuel, electricity, chemical and other products. Agriculture and forestry residues are most common resources for generating electricity and processes. So the agriculture and forestry residues are very much used as a biomass from which the synthetic chemical fuels are derived. Increased use of crops for biodiesel and ethanol. Another important conversion method include Fischer-Tropsch process. Fischer-Tropsch process is an emerging technology for converting synthetic crude to synthetic fuel. It was developed by Germany in World War II. Developed out of necessity from the lack of available crude oil. So why synthetic chemical fuels? Why the Fischer-Tropsch process are used? Because developed out of the necessity from the lack of availability of crude oil. Modernized in South Africa by Sasol corporations. So the final terminology is the sustainability of synthetic chemical fuels. So one concern commonly raised about the development of synthetic fuel plant is sustainability, fundamentally transitioning from oil to coal or natural gas for transportation fuels production is a transition from one inherently depletable, geologically limited resource to another. One of the positive defining characteristics of synthetic fuel production is the ability to use multiple feedstocks, example coal, gas or biomass, to produce the same product from the same part. Thank you so much for your patience.